Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey, and I'm the nerd Mark Carras, and to my side is, as always, the abbot to my Costello, Mr. Jeff Morris.
Hey.
And we're gonna do this episode. We're gonna reminisce a little bit about the South Sound Spirits Gathering. If you haven't watched our last two episodes, you might want to go back and watch those two. Very well done episodes, I think. They turned out really good.
I certainly enjoyed doing the filming. So
yeah. A lot of great distilleries, and I should probably put this up front. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the whiskeys that we actually purchased at the event. There was probably hundreds of things that we could have purchased. And,
yeah, there was quite a few vendors there.
Yeah. I think there was about 20 vendors.
Yeah, I'd say about there.
Yeah. And so out of all those, both of us purchased. Now this is just what I purchased, and this guy's trying to hide a little in the back. But the two that I purchased were Rock Rye and 206. They're Old Log Cabin bourbon. So these are the two that we purchased. And one of the reason we're kind of reminiscing about these is I wanted to bring up, what's that? Twist the Skip Rock this way. This way. Okay. So one of the things that you pointed out at the gathering was that I was kind of sort of breaking one of our rules in that I was kind of slamming instead of sipping, but the Washington State Liquor Control Board they're getting a little better. It used to be that you could only buy liquor in the Washington State run stores. Now you can buy them elsewhere, but they still, when you go to an event like that, they still very much control the amount that they can give you for a sample.
Yeah. So I think it's when a tasting is like 2 ounces and that's it, because otherwise you're...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're only getting that much, to me, it's not enough to really experience the whiskey. And I found that a lot of whiskeys taste different when we're at these gatherings or at the place where the distillery where we're sampling them. Then you buy a bottle, you bring it home, and it kind of tastes different for several reasons. One of which is you're drinking it out of plastic, and it's such a small sample.
Yeah.
So we're going to sample a little bit of. We sampled it at the event, but we're going to sample a little bit. And of course, I've sampled this quite a bit, anyways, already. And you see, the Skip Rock has been sampled almost all the way. But we're going to do a little sampling of this and get kind of that full mouth kind of enough to really kind of fill your taste buds.
Yeah, not just a little tickle.
Not just a little tickle, yeah. I don't know how many ounces is in a full shot,
I've been drinking a lot of Scotch recently, so it's a nice change from that.
And now this was like a $40 bottle, I think. Something like $45 bottle. This is definitely a quality of bourbon that you want to drink neat. As you can tell, we don't have any ice in there. We haven't even used any water on it. This is one you can drink neat. You don't need a splash of water. You don't need any ice cubes. And I swear, if you see anybody mixing cola with this, that deserves a beatdown.
Yep.
So this is some decent bourbon, really good solid bourbon from 206 Distillery. So if you're in Washington State, you can get this at Total Wine & More, I believe, or just go to their website and order it. Skip Rock is pretty much the same thing, what were the whiskeys you bought at the?
So I picked up the why am I spacing? The brown sugar bourbon, which is kind of like a dessert bourbon. It's only...
From what I remember, that was more than kind of a dessert bourbon.
Yeah, that's it was very much a dessert bourbon. It's lower proof and higher sugar. And I also I picked up a limoncello, since I never really...
So basically, you were really wanting some candy.
Yeah, by the end of the night, I guess I needed sweet, but I haven't had much desire to drink them since then. I mean, I've had some, but not the same level that I've been drinking the normal stuff. My issue with there is because a lot of those distilleries are fairly new, they didn't have a lot of aged.
No, they didn't.
So I'm going to keep my eye on those guys and pick up some aged whiskeys when they're available. I know there was one that's up in Seattle, the Copper drum, something like that.
Yeah, they had. They're. He said this summer, and,
right.
And he made it very clear that he was very open on that. Whereas he may push the envelope on the definition of the technical definition of summer.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm waiting for his stuff to come out, and Copperhead. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, when Copperhead comes out, I want to pick up a bottle of that, and hopefully they'll be at proof, and maybe they'll even have some aged stuff by then. But who knows? Yeah.
Well, and also the one I'm blanking on his name, but the distillery that had kind of all the Prohibition era artwork. I'm putting the text on the bottom of the screen here because I'm blanking on their name, but he had some really great artwork to go with this whiskey.
I remember.
He was saying that he was going to start. He was going to basically get a barn up, raise a barn, and start aging his whiskey and making it some bourbon, because bourbon has to be aged 2 years. But yeah, and one of the things that there's several things that we're working on for this podcast. One of which, and we're going to go to a screenshot right now. This is the official Nerds Drink Whiskey shot glasses. We're going to have those available in a month, and they're going to be, I think, anywhere from $2 to $5, depending upon how many of them you buy at once. And they will be available probably in late May, early June, and we'll probably have a couple of events near, if you're local, a couple of events where we will be giving those away. And we also have next month, in the month of May, we have the local place called Cigar Daddies that's going to be talking to us about pairing a good cigar with a good whiskey. I've never smoked a cigar, have you?
On occasion, but they're not. I'm not much of an enthusiast, so look forward to them telling us, give us some insights onto that. And we're doing that live at Cigar Daddies is where we're filming, or are they coming here?
We're actually going to be doing that at Cigar Daddies. I don't know if we're going to be doing a live broadcast, but
I mean live taping.
Yeah. So, and I think you have to be a member of Cigar Daddies to attend an event like that. But you may want to contact Cigar Daddies and ask them what it takes to be a member, and maybe you can on May 7th come and be part of the shoot. And I think early July, we're hoping to get into proof, where we're going to be investigating with some chefs and some distilleries on food pairing and talking to them about what foods mix with good whiskeys. Because I don't know if you've ever experienced this, where there was a whiskey that you kind of sort of liked, but then you ate like a certain kind of fish, and all of a sudden that was your favorite whiskey, and because of the fish, that made or whatever food, that made the whiskey just 10 times better. So
usually red meat comes to mind, but I don't know. Yeah, I definitely I will often be drinking off of Lowballer and while I cook, so knowing which whiskey to pick depending on which dish I'm making would be a nice nice little thing.
And so anyways, this is about the end of this episode. We want to thank the Washington State Distillers Guild for letting us go to the Distillers Gathering in Olympia, and we look forward to their event, Proof, coming up July 9th. And you just go to the website at the bottom of the screen to get tickets for that. I believe they're on sale now. And we're trying to figure out if we can get them to let us do a ticket giveaway. I think it'd be kind of nice to give away a ticket.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So, and then coming up in the following weeks, we're going to be talking with the head of the Capital Scotch and Whiskey.
Something or other.
Yeah, gathering. Basically a meetup where people meet up and try and learn more about this wonderful beverage. So coming up starting next week, that's going to be the month of March, is talking with Capital Scotch and Whiskey. So anyways, you have any final words for people out there?
Enjoy.
All right, drink up. This is we're going to finish off our log cabin.